Welcome to another episode of the We Cool Game podcast. It's been a while. Let's go.
Back.
I'm your host, Joshua Vino. We got my co-host with me.
Joseph Carpe Diem, putting in work from the AM to the PM.
Rich Dollars
Yes, sir. Back.
here in the cut.
Come on.
Everyone good, yeah?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
good.
man.
We
Miss
good.
me?
Slightly.
Pause.
The pause.
Yeah, bro.
Slightly. Don't want to argue it. But yeah, we're back now.
Yeah. All right, let's get it cracking. All right, Golden State won the chip since I've been gone. Jason Tatum supposedly flamed out in the finals. Well, he kind of did.
Should we
Not
talk about the whole
supposedly.
playoffs or just the finals?
I don't. It's 2 weeks ago, and that, like, there's some obviously free agency and that's coming up. We got bare rumors and stuff going on. It's looking like your Brooklyn Nets are in the mud again. Like, what are you telling me? Is your boy really gonna come over to death row? Because I think if he goes anywhere, I'm gonna put it out there. I think if he goes anywhere, it's gonna be the Clippers, and I'm gonna be really, really exed. But everyone's saying Lakers. But why is Kyrie in this situation where he might have to take a 30 million loss to join the Lakers on a 6 million deal or whatever?
I don't even know why he even wants to leave, but
I know what you want.
You don't want to leave. You lot don't want to re-sign him.
No, because Kyrie wants the Supermax.
Yeah.
we want to give him like a year by year deal, but he wants to pease. But it's giving.
He doesn't deserve the Supermax though.
He's a supermax talent.
Would you give him the Supermax?
Yes.
Kyrie does not deserve.
He's a supermax.
Kyrie
talent.
does not deserve the Supermax. No way in hell.
So Kyrie don't deserve it, but James Harden does.
He doesn't deserve the Supermax either.
Well, he got it.
Based on his merit at Houston. Based on what he done at Houston.
Houston was 3-4 years ago.
I mean, James Harden has at least shown that he can.
James Harden ain't showed nothing this year.
No.
Look, man. It's weird. If I was Brooklyn, it seems I'd give him the Supermax, because if you don't, it just seems like, yeah, it's going to be a domino effect. Kevin Durant's going to leave, and then you have to start again. So it's like, if you want any chance, if you want any chance of competing now, you kind of have to just bite the bullet and give him the Supermax. Now, if he doesn't, and he has to leave, I saw the list of teams. It was like Lakers, Clippers, Dallas, Miami, Sixers, and the Heat.
If he does go Lakers, swap him for AD. Because I'll take that.
No.
I'll 100% take that. But
There's no point. There's no point of him coming to the Lakers unless we give you Russ, or unless he comes on that cheap deal thing. Like, and then we flip Russ for, pieces or whatever. But, like, nah, we can't give you AD. You're not getting LeBron James. So, this is so mad. Do you think, how likely do you think it is that he'll go to the Lakers?
There's a chance.
55%.
There's a chance that he goes, because as much as Kyrie was talking that how as much as he had a lot to say about Bron, he's kind of flip flopped on one thing. It was I couldn't play with Bron. Then it's Bron taught us all how to become better players. So I think Kyrie is so hot and cold that you never actually know. If he goes to the Lakers, would that be a surprise? Not really.
I don't think
he'll
he's
snake
flip-flop.
KD. I don't think he'll snake KD.
But it's not in his hands. If they don't offer him the Supermax,
True, but
that's the thing. It's not actually in his hands. I don't think he wants to, but that's what's gonna. But we've got 4 days in it. He's got 4 days.
Nets should know. If Kyrie goes, he's gonna go though. Like, Kyrie was the main reason why he even came to the team.
We've got 4 days to find out. He's got 4 days to either opt in or whatever. So by July the 1st, we're gonna know if Kyrie's.
But if Kyrie does leave, where do you think KD will go?
think he'd want to go to like Miami or something, or maybe like Dallas.
I think he'll stay for 1 year.
I think he'll eat this year.
Yeah. Like even this season that just went, just before he got hurt, we was top of the East.
Yeah,
So
I think he'll eat this year. But then
plus there's Ben Simmons as well. So
Bruv,
that don't mean a lot.
Maya Jama's fiance.
stop dissing Ben, bro.
Until he puts on a kit, he's Maya Jama's fiance.
Stop
I'll be
dissing
honest.
Ben, bro. Ben is a serious defender, bro.
Yeah, but until
but
he actually laces up his sneakers, puts on his jersey and his shorts and that, he's Ben 10.
Fine.
Bruv, Maya Jama's fiance, yeah, he can help the all-round player of the team, but he's not a scorer like that. And it's like if you want him to actually be on the court, don't ask him to do that, or he might go AWOL again. But
I think Ben Simmons is running a little scheme still. I think he's trying to get as much bread as possible without playing. If you ask me, yeah, I think there's a scheme going on, but I think you're trying to milk like, the NBA. For
he's
peace.
definitely gonna do like the next Basketball Wives or whatever reality show or whatever. Like him and Maya Jama, like she's gonna need to like make it big in flipping
America.
in America, in New York, and that they're gonna give her a show, and that the first crossover thing, he's gonna be on the show and stuff. Maybe a reality thing, I don't know. They're definitely gonna have a show. He's definitely going in that direction. What, you don't think?
Boy, the guy's a quiet guy, innit? But
It's them ones you gotta watch out for, man. He'll definitely have a reality show. I can imagine him like outside of the NBA. He's got bare chat.
But there's people more serious than him that have been on reality shows. Matt Barnes was on one. Lamar Odom, obviously. Well, Lamar Odom got 6th Man of the Year when he was doing the Kardashians, so he was on job. Like, I remember they had this episode where flipping, who was waiting to see if he got picked for the All-Star game, and he didn't get picked and stuff. And it was like, oh my God, it's a travesty and all that. It kind of was like, maybe would have been in for a shout, but you know, it was just kind of cool to kind of just see that behind the scenes shit on the Kardashians and that. So, bro, Ben Simmons is gonna be getting that in, bro. Maya and Ben.
I'm dead. That's quite
You know what,
amazing.
The real life.
You know what Josh is doing? Josh is actually doing it to say that how even if Kyrie goes, you have KD and Ben. So if you fail next year, I don't want to hear it.
Nah. Next year, if Kyrie goes and KD plays the whole year at Brooklyn, he'll probably get MVP.
If Kyrie goes and KD stays and the team is healthy, still going NBA Finals.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
With Ben 10?
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're
Still
not.
going NBA
No, you're not. No way.
You're not, man.
Still going NBA Finals.
You're not. Nice little
KD's
second
that
round
good.
thing.
I must have second round.
Nice little second round thing.
As if we play
Second
Celtics
round.
again, we're definitely winning.
Listen, until you lot
We're
get
definitely winning.
okay,
We're definitely winning.
the only
Then
way
Why you got
conference
so much
finals.
corn for the Celtics? Because they lost in the finals. So now they got
Yeah, man,
exposed.
those
bro.
leprechauns, man.
Only one team got swept in the playoffs, bro.
That's
it was
fine.
you, man.
That's
It was
fine.
you, man, innit? You
Next-
held that.
Next year's conference finals, Nets and Bucks. If
only
KD stays.
only the Nets will get swept. Then say next year we'll go to the conference finals.
Yeah, fam.
Like it's mad.
No, it's not mad because Golden State didn't make the playoffs last year. So what
But no
now?
one was healthy.
True, we didn't make the playoffs
What?
the year before we won.
Facts. This guy chatting about, bro. This guy
No
that
one
made the
was-
playoffs. This guy that made the playoffs. They
no
won
one
the
was
chip.
healthy, though.
Like, bro.
You lot had what? When you lot didn't make the playoffs, so you lot had D'Angelo Russell on the team or some stupidness
So
like
he
that.
made the playoffs though.
He did.
Oh yeah, with the Nets.
Patting the knowledge.
No, I know he made it with the Nets. The Nets haven't. The Nets have not. Have they improved on the success of D'Angelo Russell? I don't think they have.
What are you talking about? We finished like second last year.
No, I'm talking about in the playoffs, bro.
They got to the first round.
Yeah, so did D'Angelo Russell.
We got to the second round, and he got to the first round.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So you're talking about patting your knowledge, bro.
stand
Baby
corrected.
steps.
Patting
Baby
Baby steps in that.
Patting your
innit?
knowledge,
stand
your
corrected.
Clippers, bro.
I stand corrected. Speaking of Clippers, Kawhi coming back soon.
Yeah.
Live and popping.
Golden State.
Now
It's
you-
live and popping.
Now you lot can stop disrespecting him because yeah, man,
Golden
I've had to
State.
hold the disrespect for a year and I'm tired.
Golden
He
State
ain't been
Clippers
around.
conference finals.
This time it won't be a surprise, innit? We know he's coming.
Allow it, man. The Kawhi disrespect is too much.
No one's disrespecting Kawhi.
Don't worry.
But it's going to be nice to see him back still. Him
Well,
and PG-13. Unless they flip PG-13 for Kyrie. Then Brooklyn is a bit mad, you know.
Yeah.
If they can work that out, it's like PG, look, man, just be a better version of Scottie Pippen. There's KD right there. There's KD right there.
If PG comes to the Nets, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro.
That I'd like to, like,
that would actually be a good trade.
that, yeah.
Fam,
I'd actually like to see that. As much as I like Kyrie, if he got flipped for Paul George.
Fam, our starting five will be crazy. There'll be Ben Simmons, Joe Harris, KD, Paul George, and Andre Drummond.
You know what?
Drummond
You know
is
what? This might be just out there, yeah. But I think Kyrie would slyly get on better with Kawhi Leonard than a Paul George.
You just have two people doing what they want.
Yeah,
So they'll understand each other, but the whole team's just looking at them.
yeah, like Kawhi and
Bear aloof.
Kawhi and
Now
Kyrie.
you've got two people. Bear aloof from the team. But no, if it did work out, who knows? In a couple days, the NBA is about to turn into a madness. Like, by this time next week, by the time we do the episode next week, like, I bet you, like, at least two mad things would have happened. It's not going to be one of them like, oh, yeah, this guy re-signs with it, this guy re-signs with... Nah, it's seeming like...
Bradley Beal said he's gonna stay though.
Bradley Beal is a joke, man. Does this guy not even know he's a joke, man? He obviously wants to get paid. I get it, but does he not want to be on? Does he not know what? Does he not want to see what it feels like to be on a contender? Like,
Well, boy, like he wants his number retired at the Wizards, isn't it?
What does that mean?
innit? Like,
Gans be a
Nah,
legend
in
for the
fact,
Wizards.
let me not downplay that, but...
The Gans be a legend for the Wizards, but same thing with Dame. Like,
I get it with these men, and they hope that, you know, something can flip. Like Dame posted Kyrie not Kyrie, KD to Portland, and that would be decent to see as well.
makes no sense because they have no pieces to trade him for.
they don't have to get rid of him.
You lot wouldn't really be in a position to dictate how much pieces you want. Like, you can to a degree, but it's just like, one, not that many teams. In fact, for KD, yeah, you could. For Kyrie, it's different because not that many teams actually want him. I think only 3 of the teams on his list even have the cap room or even want him. So,
Let's just give them and the peas, fam. Please.
Do you know what though?
what does it say about the Nets though if they do that? You've let this guy
Yeah, like my
go AWOL.
yeah, the guy's based on what he wanted.
For 3 years, he's done what he wants. And bear in mind, I'm saying all this, and I still want him at the Lakers.
Do you know what though?
But I'm just saying your situation, innit? He's done all of this, and then you give him the thing. The Supermax. At least if he came to the Lakers, especially on that lower contract thing, it's on a thing where, yeah, if I ball out, then I get the max here. And it's just like, well, if that happens, then it's just like, and then if that happens and then it all goes, you know, tits up after that, then it is where it is. But I wouldn't be that mad at the Lakers if they did that.
I think the Clippers is a safe bet because Lakers have just got a new coach, so Kyrie's gonna try to undermine him. He's got LeBron there. LeBron's gonna undermine him too. LeBron, like, he ain't got a Frank Vogel there, so the situation with the Lakers for me just a bit. I think obviously the Clippers got a stable team, a team that's that has a better chance of winning,
Plus, they were Ty Lue,
and they've got
coached as well.
their whole.
No, but do they actually want him? That's the question.
What do you think the Lakers' ceiling is?
With the team as is?
Yeah.
With the team as is,
second round.
best case scenario, if everything clicked, Russ found a way to play well, AD stayed fit the whole year, LeBron played well, probably like the 4th or 5th seed maybe, 6th maybe, second round at most. Worst case scenario, last season again.
So
I don't see much changing, especially if Russ is going to be there again. The only thing that can happen is him playing better, and the team actually, and them three actually playing a few more games together than they did last year. I think they played less than 20,
Nah, Russell
with the
will
three
continue
of
to
them.
be a dance man.
But what if he winds up at Brooklyn? What if
I'll be
you
very
get a
angry.
reunion?
I'll be very angry.
But that would be what
very
KD
angry.
wants. Because you got to think about it this way. There will be no way Russ would find his way playing with KD again at Brooklyn unless KD said okay to it.
What if KD wins the chip with Russ in his team?
No, but then you lot would be wrong.
Where does that put him?
Huh? Who? KD?
Yeah.
I think he'd start talking about top 10 and shit.
Top 10.
Yeah.
If KD wins
KD wins a chip with
if
Russ.
KD wins a ring without Steph Curry, he has to be above him. He has to be.
I'm talking about
But Steph's just
with Russell Westbrook, though.
But I think Steph's just in the top 10 conversation. Like, that's the difficulty about the top 10 conversation is that you've got 10 spots. This is the way I see it. This is why I always say it's difficult. You've got 10 spots. To me, you've got 5 people who everyone's always going to put in in the top 5.
Yes, the other
In the
five
top
that
5.
are interchangeable.
In no order. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Bill Russell. Then, this is the top 10, by the way. Then, you've got,
The Shaq.
I'd say 8 to 9 names into 5 spots that people always toggle with. Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem, Shaq, Oscar Robertson, now Steph Curry. KD gets into that pool, I think, if he wins one more. Where it's like, okay, where are you putting him in the top? Who you bumping up out
You didn't
of?
mention Kobe though.
I did say Kobe.
You didn't.
Said Bean.
Oh,
I said
you Bean.
Kobe.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Go on.
Out of those, how many was that? 9 names into 5 spots. That's what. And the thing is, Giannis is kind of on the cusp of doing that as well. But
he's knocking on
the
the
thing
door.
is, like if he wins one more at the Bucks, he's probably like not only is he in that pool, like he's quite high in that pool. Like you know what I mean? Like now you're thinking of 2 people getting bumped off and stuff like that. So I think that's the difficulty of automatically saying man's in the top 10 because it's like there's only actually 10 spots and there's about now I'd say about 13 to 14 players that everyone thinks is definitely undisputedly in a shout of being in that top 10.
I think for a while, like the top 10 was kind of, it was the same names, like relatively, like the order may have been different somewhat. But I think because of what's happened in like the past 5-10 years, with like the emergence of like Golden State and stuff, some people gotta go. And I know who gotta go for me.
Wilt's going still. Personally. Wilt's in.
There's no way Wilt Chamberlain can go. Wilt Chamberlain can't go. He's got too many. He owes too many records for him to go. I'll tell you who got to go for me.
But the thing is, everyone's there for impact to winning, right? Not stats. True. So if we're doing that and he's only won twice out of that list.
No, when I mean he's gone, like
that's what I'm saying.
I'm like he's not in the top 5. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, in the top 10. To make room for Steph Curry, someo's got to go.
He's in the top 10, like not in the top 5.
It depends who's in your top 10.
Larry Bird's in the top 5 for me.
Larry Bird can't be moved for me. For me, if you had you have the conventional 5, which was Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell. Then Bird, Duncan, Kobe, Shaq, Dennis,
Hakeem, Tim Duncan.
If you're top 5,
I said Tim Duncan.
If you're top
Tim
5,
Duncan was after Larry Bird.
Tim Duncan, Larry Bird.
If you're top 5, you have to be best in your position.
Yeah. That's how I do it.
So wait, is everyone in the top? Okay, Jordan, yeah. LeBron, yeah.
Magic is the best
Arguable
point
now.
guard. Don't do this, Josh, man.
It's
Don't.
arguable.
Who's he arguable with?
Steph.
Like that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
not arguable.
I'd probably like for how I would have a team. If you ask me to name my starting 5, I'm picking Steph over Magic because of the way he plays. But that's because, well, LeBron's in that team too. So if I need, like, Steph can play make, LeBron can play make, Kobe's in the team too, so he can play. Like, I've got playmakers in it. I don't need someone to run the show on the fast break or dump it into Kareem or Shaq, who would have been my 5 or whatever. Like, I'd rather,
But
progress with the times. But I get why people would say Magic is the best. For me, Steph, for how like basketball is now, Steph is probably the point guard, the most malleable point guard you can have. He can shoot. He can
rebound a bit.
He can rebound a bit. He can pass. He's highly efficient. Like, he can play off ball. Doesn't need the ball in his hand. Like, if you had a ball dominant wing or a center that needs the ball, like if you had anyone else on the court that needed the ball, you can play them with Steph Curry. That's my point.
So
because he don't need it that much.
So you're saying that how your top 5 is based on the era?
No, my starting 5. Oh, my starting 5. What? Steph, Kobe, LeBron.
No, Jordan.
Huh? Michael Jordan's not my era, so Steph, Kobe, LeBron,
Duncan.
No, and this pick isn't because they're the best power forward, but it's because you're stretching the floor now. I got Shaq, I got LeBron. I don't want to clog up that paint with Tim Duncan and Shaq, so I'm gonna go with either Dirk or KD, and then Shaq.
I mean, boy, as I said, top 5. Well, for me for you to be in my top 10, there has to be an argument that you're the best in your position. So, Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic.
Do you mean ever or at the time you played?
Ever. Jordan.
To be in the top 10?
Yeah,
top
to be
5, he said.
in top 5. As in top 5, you have to be considered the best in your position ever. So that's Magic, Jordan. Well, obviously in order, it's Jordan.
So is Tim Duncan in your top 5?
No.
He can be, but
So why not?
He can be, but not top 5, not for me. But for me, it's
when
Jordan.
you break down his stats,
Yeah.
like he has most defensive all teams. I mean, and that's like 15 or 14. So
He's the best power forward ever. But I think with everyone, with Jordan,
But you said to be in your top 5,
You have to be the
you
best
have to be the best player in your position. And then you said Tim Duncan is the best power forward ever, but he's not in your top 5.
he's not in my top 5.
So
So what
he's
is
not-
this?
he's not in my top-
So what is
He's
this?
not in my top 5.
So
what
what's
you're saying
going
then?
on?
Sorry, let me correct.
What were you
Let
doing?
me correct myself. To be in the top 10, there has to be an argument, an argument that you are the best at your position ever, or when you played, whatever. Cool. So we got
Or when you played.
when you played.
Okay.
So we got Jordan, we got LeBron, we got Kareem, we got Magic, we got Bird. That's 5. We got Shaq, we got Wilt, we got Akeem Olajuwon, we got Tim Duncan.
How can Wilt and Russell be the best at the same time?
Oh, what? So there wasn't an argument as to who was. There wasn't an
If
argument.
there's an argument, then who's
That's-
the undisputed best? You
don't
said they
think-
would have had to be the best at their time, or the best ever, right?
I think Bill Russell is the best in terms of like winning, but in terms of an all-round player, Wilt Chamberlain was better. But
I
we
think
can't.
your in is flawed.
I don't think my inning is flawed.
I think your in for your criteria is flawed, but go on.
Then who was that? Hakeem Olajuwon, number 9. sorry, I didn't mention Bill Russell, but I'll speak to you a bit later about that. But number 10, let's just say it is Kobe. Does Kobe really deserve to be in the top 10 ahead of Steph Curry?
I'd say so. Because he wouldn't be like he's eighth all time, a lot higher than who I've seen in terms of my top 10. But like, so he wouldn't be who I'd move off.
Because I done some research. Because people say that I come with the hot takes.
You said
Steph Curry. You don't say that I come with the hot takes. Steph Curry averages more points in the regular season, 25 and a half, 25. Kobe averages more rebounds because obviously he's taller, 5.2 to 4.6. Steph averages 6.5 assists to Kobe's 4.7. That's the regular season. In the playoffs, Steph averages more points, 26.5 to Kobe's 25.6. Steph averages more rebounds than Kobe Bryant in the playoffs, 5.4 to 5.1.
Mm-hmm.
And Steph averages more assists, 6.2 to 4.7.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to get into the efficiency plus minus and that because we'll get long for Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Steph has more regular season MVPs. They're tied with scoring titles. And Kobe has more finals MVPs, obviously.
And championships.
And championships, cool, fine. But for me personally, statistics, impact, and efficiency, and all around.
What about eye tests?
I think even eye test is Steph Curry.
Okay.
It's
Because
close,
you know what it is with the eye test, yeah.
Hurry up and finish, man.
Yeah. You know what it is with the eye test, yeah. People use the eye test as an excuse to not pay attention to stats, but it's fine. I think even if you look at the eye test, Steph Curry's a better player.
Let's go. All right, that's that BBC bite size. let me upgrade you to explain some of what you're talking about because you're not gonna get into it because it doesn't help your argument. All right, more points. All right, in Steph Curry's era of basketball and Kobe Bryant's era of basketball, general teams points per game higher or lower?
Higher.
Why? Pace
More
higher or lower?
possessions, much higher.
Possessions higher or lower?
Higher.
Oh, okay. Cool. Rebounds. More threes are getting taken now. Not make for more long rebounds and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why a lot of guards are getting more rebounds and stuff. Cool. What else did you go to?
Kobe has
Assists. He's a point guard.
We know Kobe don't pass the ball anyway.
He's a point guard. Well, he has I think the highest assists for non-point guards that are shooting guards. But go double check that. But anyway, what else did you say?
We just said the points, rebounds, and
Points,
assists.
rebounds, assists.
Points, rebounds, assists. All right, cool. All right. So let's get into eye test and impact. I'm not gonna get into like Kevin Durant won Finals MVP and all that. Oh, no. All I'll say is, if Steph Curry wins another chip, I'll begin to sort of entertain what you're saying. But right now, nah. Because I still don't actually think he's better than Kevin Durant. But obviously he's on a high. He's on a high now. He's just won the chip, whatever and stuff. But I think you can't. I'm not going to. I think a lot is made of the fact of how much he's changed the way the game's played, right? I'm not going to give you brownie points for revolutionizing the game. And that sounds deep because it's just like, oh, he revolutionized the game. But that doesn't actually... You changing the way people do stuff and stuff doesn't actually necessarily make you a better player than someone else. Do you get what I'm kind of saying?
I understand it.
So like you being a trendsetter doesn't necessarily make you more. You being, because I would say the status quo before Steph Curry and the Warriors were winning is threes don't win championships. They changed that. So mad respect for that. And Kobe's considered a Jordan carbon copy that isn't as good as Jordan. So I think that sort of weighs against him, the way people view him. And the other thing elevates Steph in some ways. But no, I don't think he was better than Kobe Bryant. I don't actually have him in the top. I either have him 10th or 11th in my top 10. It's whether I take him out for Shaq. But
Shaq is going down on a lot of people's lists, and I find that crazy. But you know what? Shaq's peak is considered quite short because they're only really.
I think ultimate peak.
Yeah,
where it's just like there's a lot of sweeps. There's a lot of he has the finals lost to Orlando, but I think what weighs against him is there's a feeling that he didn't maximize. His talent.
He didn't.
So. And that's what's gonna happen, bro. Fam, these old guys are gonna move, bruv. They can't add to their legacies. But as you're seeing, it's like it's only a select few that even really get into the conversation to even touch these men. Like what? Giannis, Steph,
And
KD.
And that's about it. But I think, in regards
LeBron's already in.
Yeah, LeBron's already there. I think in regards to the top 10, the names that are looking like they can get shifted are...
What I'll say, though, if Kawhi starts playing a few more regular seasons, full regular seasons and stuff, because that's what weighs against him. Like, everyone else, like, has bare All-NBAs, flipping MVPs. It's like, he has Defensive Player of the Year, but it's like, bro, if you keep playing 50, you're never going to win an MVP.
Yeah.
Like, how many All-NBAs do you have? How many second teams and all that if you're not there? Like, there's certain men that shouldn't have more career points than you. They're going to end up having more career points than you. It's just like...
Yeah, and
so if he gets active and he wins like another championship, I think definitely he starts getting to top 20 at least.
Where do you have Kawhi now? Is it who your rankings?
He's a lot higher in my rankings of players that I've actually watched live than he is in my all-time rankings.
So in all-time rankings, you would say top 30?
Yeah, I'll say about top 30. With Kawhi, as much as I like Kawhi, it's like your career is just super weird.
Exactly, it's very weird.
You ain't got no MVPs. So if you ain't got one regular season MVP, you can't even entertain a conversation about top 10. There's just no way.
But it's the highs. His highs are high though.
His high is high, but that's what I'm saying. The criteria for the top 10 is rigid. Multiple MVPs, multiple Finals MVPs.
You don't get like him not actually playing. Like a lot of these man just rack up. So like, bounce down in the second round, bounce out in the conference final. You were playing, so you're accumulating numbers. Like you get what I mean? You're active. Like you're having a few more moments. Like people are visibly seeing you. Like people don't feel like with a couple man. There's a couple man in this generation, two that come to mind. To the week, Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard, where it's like their careers they're almost fixed in like their highest moments, but they're so short. And everyone knows that the talent level that, if you expand it, you're looking at probably like one of the all-time greats. But it's like, for whatever reason, for Kyrie, it's been injuries and whatnot. And for Kawhi, it's been mostly injuries.
But with Kawhi, I think people know that because even as short as his career has been, he's still in the top 75.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think with Kawhi, it's different because, like, okay, cool, your career is short and you do have a few injuries, but you've shown that you can lead a team to success. With
Exactly.
Kyrie, he hasn't shown any of that. You've shown that you can be part of a winning formula, but your success has a lot to do with
Someone
LeBron.
else,
Yeah.
The thing is though, I don't want to. I don't want to underestimate the responsibility being the second best player in the team, like Cleveland would have been. Like Pete, like yeah, there's LeBron James there, but don't get it twisted. People are looking at Kyrie thinking you kind of got to drop 25, 30. Like we're looking to you, like you're one of our guys. Like, and even if you're not the one organizing bare dinners, and you know. Taking people to movie premieres or this listening party, whatever. It's like, bro, when it comes to actually being on the court, like that actually counts for something.
No.
So I'm not gonna. Yeah, he wasn't the undisputed leader on that team, but he was definitely one of the leaders in the team just by ability and hierarchy alone.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not trying to marginalize Kyrie at all, but at the end of the day, the responsibility of being the second best guy will never outweigh the responsibility of being the guy. That's why, as much as I give Kobe Bryant slack, he was getting this slack saying, oh, you're saying I'm the second best guy, but Kobe's like, wait, hold on, I could be the guy. And he actually showed that he could be the guy. Kyrie has yet to show that he can be the guy in regards to winning championships.
It's looking like he never will, because I don't think he'll. If Kyrie's on a team where he's the best player, this is going to sound deep, but it's going to be a bad team.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Not because of him, but it's going to be a team that doesn't have much. Like the scenario he wants, he's going to at most be like a 1A.
Yeah,
like I don't see a situation where he's playing for OKC. That's what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah. Kyrie's got like an Allen Iverson energy to him. In a sense of if the team is built around him, unless you get crazy lucky, there's a ceiling. Whereas if the team is actually built not around him, but with like, let's say a better player, he's like a 1A, 1B type thing, and you've got decent players, then the team will do better.
The thing is, if Kyrie was at, if he was at, it would be arguable if he was the best player, but if he was at Philly, with like Joel Embiid, that could be a decent like 1A.
He won't be the guy there. Joel Embiid was second in MVP
probably
voting.
be the closer.
Yeah, he'll be the closer. And I think that role best suits Kyrie anyway. I think that role actually best suits him. But he won't be the guy because Joel Embiid's been there for time. He's been loyal to Philly and he just finished second in MVP voting. Kyrie's going to walk in there and be like, oh yeah, I won championships playing, don't want to say second fiddle, but I won championships with LeBron. I'm going to be the guy. It didn't work in Boston. It definitely won't work in Philly.
Quick overrated, bruv, to finish up. Man, hit me with one. It's been a while.
This one's been getting on my nerves, so I'm gonna say it. Allen Iverson, overrated or underrated?
And yeah, I'm not allowed to say rightly rated or I have to just pick one or the other, yeah? He's not overrated though, man.
He is.
But it's like he's not. But it's like I can't say underrated because I don't feel like people sleep on Allen Iverson.
During his time, so he had the best hands and all that. But since the likes of Steph and Kyrie come along, the guy's gone down the pecking order.
Overrated, but I'm not gonna elaborate because that's not even coming from the heart. I'm just saying like it's the only answer I can give because he's not actually underrated.
What about Giannis?
Giannis, in America, I think he's underrated, bro. Every time, bro. Do you know it's like every series the Bucks has? It's like, oh my god, he's the underdog. Like it almost seems like any American they can find that might be able to beat him. Like they're jumping for joy for it, bro. They're not here to hear the Niger man flipping come do his thing. You're calling him Greek freak and that, bro. The Nigerian king, bro. That could have ran. He could have ran that still. That would have been fine.
If the Bucks had Chris Middleton, they would have got to the finals.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We know this. But we'll see, bruv. To be continued, bruv. We'll find out the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, bruv. Get me. Over and out. We call game.
Come on.